Now, we are both women in cannabis, and with that comes challenges, just like any other industry. What are some of the hurdles and some of the good things that you've experienced in this industry?
I will say to start, the benefit was that, at least as a lawyer, I could enter the space relatively young and become an expert pretty quickly,
Hmm.
right? If you're going into another area of the law that's been around for a significantly longer amount of time, then to sort of beat to become an expert and to become recognized is going to take you a lot longer. And as a woman, there's going to be a lot more of a barrier to entry in a lot of cases. And in cannabis, sort of like to trailblaze and to be that expert took me a shorter amount of time. So
Hmm.
I think that is one of the benefits.
Yeah.
One of the challenges is still that, we're dealing with a lot of clients who are male. It's a male dominated
Hmm.
industry. Sort of the stereotypical cannabis consumer or the market is geared towards kind of dudes, right?
Yeah.
Bros.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I actually built my law firm with women
Yes.
around me so that, when I'm sitting in the conference room and it's myself and 10 men, I can bring another female attorney in and sort of balance that energy out. And I
Yeah.
found that to be crucial.
Yeah.
I think things like getting paid, to be honest, things like accepting what I say as sort of the authority, even as a
Yeah.
lawyer with all my experience and, being well known and all those kinds of things can be a challenge, right? They'll always kind of like second guess me or kind of like, well, I heard from so and
Hmm.
so, and just coming to a place where I could be like, that's great that that's what you heard, but this is what I'm telling you,
Yeah.
and just being able to overcome that.
Hmm.
Um, I think just in general, it's a little bit biased towards men. And so just helping to combat that and work in that space. What about you? Like what have you
Ah.
encountered?
Oh, come in. No. Yes. Oh, yeah. I was just about to answer. Make sure it's still going. Yay. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, being in this industry as a woman. So, some of the benefits have been, I would say, as a whole, I set out to explain the industry and the plant in a way that I wasn't able to find. Um, so, I've received a lot of open arm and acceptance there. And I think me being a woman and delivering this information absolutely helps. And I think that I'm less threatening in that way. But then there's the business side of me. And I think that's where that poses the challenge because as a woman, you kind of learn, especially a woman in business in male dominated industries, you know that you also have to kind of be dominant yourself. And men just typically are not a fan of nice and kind and sweet. Tammy, when she goes into business mode, it's a different level. It's very matter of fact, linear, logical, problem solving. I'm here to execute. So I would say that's the biggest challenge that I receive is men giving their power over to a woman to lead. That is not something that Hollywood has taught them, their mothers, their most majority of their experiences. So that's kind of what I'm up against in cannabis as it is yet another male dominated industry.
1,000%. I would agree with that because I'm a lawyer, but I'm also a business owner and a
Yeah.
businesswoman. And when I get on the phone and I'm like, I'm ready to control the conversation, there can be that struggle. Like
Yeah.
so many times where men just like talk over me
Yes.
or, it's and as a woman, my response is always like, okay, you can't take it personal.
Yeah.
You have to teach them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as women in general, we always have to do 150%
Yes.
better,
Hmm.
right? Everything that we do takes us longer. We have to show we're better at it. We have to be stronger. But we also have to be a woman.
Yeah, we have to be a woman. But then I also asked myself, was my response offensive, or was it offensive because it came from me as
Oh
a
yeah.
woman? Because if I was a man,
Oh yeah.
would you be offended, or would you be like, oh yeah, it's just
Yeah.
business? So I think also men take us personal
Oh
as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the ego is quite fragile, right?
Yes.
And
Oh
so
yeah.
that is something that I have realized in recent years, that the male ego is fragile, and if
Yeah.
it's challenged by a woman, um,
We're hitting on mommy issues.
yeah, we're hitting on a lot of issues. And I think, just as more women come into the space, it's hopefully starting to change a little bit, but I see it, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day. And I think the most important thing, and this is something that I talk about all the time, is lifting other women up.
Yes.
This is something that I think women have to do,
Mm-hmm.
because women do cut each other down.
Yes.
And it's something that like makes me emotional,
Yeah.
because I see it. And when you're talking about women that are successful, and the first thing that is done is pointing out like a criticism of
Yeah.
their physical appearance, or just anything they're doing, like I always check myself. I'm like, if this was a man,
Yes.
what would be my reaction?
Yeah.
It would be like, he's the man.
Yeah.
This guy is doing his thing. So I invite all women and men to check themselves.
Oh, yes. Get over our envy. I mean,
Mhm.
it's so hard. You see somebody doing something that you want to do, and instead of being like, oh my gosh, I love that for her, you do things, whether intentional or not, to undercut them and to, stop them from their success, even if it's just with negative thoughts and energy.
Mhm.
So that's something we as women have to unlearn and be very supportive. And just know that when you're cheering somebody on that has something or that is doing something that you want to do, you're actually blessing yourself. I
That's
totally
right.
believe that.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's totally right. And I'm sure you've felt this, like as a boss or as a manager, women that work for you
Mm-hmm.
can sometimes
Oh,
and I
yes.
really didn't
Oh,
understand that
yes.
until the last few years. I thought, oh, these women are on my team. But actually they
Uh,
were in an envious position.
yeah, because it's like, what about me?
Right. And
Yes, I've experienced that.
it's so hard. It's so
Yeah.
hard. And I think it's important, like, to just recognize, like, Tammy, you are amazing in your
Mm,
space and in what you're doing, and to give the women around you that praise. That is one of the things that I feel most passionate about, because I don't
yes.
think that men are going to do that for
No.
us.
No.
And if we are cutting each other down and bringing that negative energy, that is where we're failing.
Yes, exactly. And Meital, you created a female
Thank you.
cannabis firm. Like, what goals? Like, that is amazing. We have to be the ones to cheer each other on. Like you said, to your point, men are not thinking about that. It's on us, and we have to heal that.
Yeah. And I always tell myself, when I see a woman doing something that I admire, I think is great, I praise them. I say it out loud. I say it to myself, because that is the way that I would want someone to treat me. But beyond that, that's how we have to raise the collective consciousness. And it's not going to be done by one person or two
Yeah.
people. It's got to be done by 50% of the population of women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a good conversation there.
That's something that I feel so serious about.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I think that that's something that I struggled with in this industry, and women who were my friends or that I worked with. And then, I'm getting opportunities and things that I know that they wanted,
Yeah.
but came from, to me, and I empathize with their pain, but not so much with the actions they took
Yeah.
after they had their pain,
Yeah.
because I then became, a target of their grief.
Yeah.
And I did nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something that I've struggled with in this industry. So
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even like celebrities like Kim Kardashian, when people try and cut her down, I'm like, because she did a sex tape. I'm like, that's
like
no,
literally everybody has done a sex tape. You just
exactly.
didn't get out to the public.
Yeah. Or even if it did get out to the public, they don't reach her level of success.
Right.
That is because of her. That is
Yeah.
because of what they've built as a family, what she's built as a family.
Yeah.
People just rag on her. And I'm just like, if she was a man,
Yeah, Ray J doesn't get this heat.
if she were a man, she would be president.
Right.
Literally.
We had a president who looked, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
that's great. Okay, a game of this or that: butter, vape, smoke, or edibles, wake and bake, or evening to. Ooh, this is fun. Okay. Now we are gonna play a fun game of this or that. Okay.
Can you
So
explain the rules to
yeah,
me?
this or that. I'm gonna give you 2 options, and you've got to pick the first one that you comes to mind. It's like a rapid fire game. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Flower or vaporizers?
Flower.
Edibles or smoking?
Oh, edibles.
Wake and bake or evening toker?
Wake and bake.
Sativa or indica?
Sativa.
Oh.
Are you an indica?
I mostly do OGs, which are classified as indica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sativa is usually more citrusy, and citrus, like foods and like face washes and weed, I just don't react well.
You're not good with it.
Not, yeah.
I find that that's generally true with most people. I do like a hybrid.
Yeah.
I do like a good hybrid, but I feel very down sometimes with the OG. Like,
Yeah.
I can just be like on a couch lock, or I can be just kind of like,
yeah.
And for me, the sativa or the hybrid just kind of inspires that
Yeah.
creativity. If it's too citrusy, though, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, I
citrus
don't
is
like a lemon or
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Yeah, it's got to be balanced if there is lemon for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, a sativa is a bedtime story. If it's sweet, I am not going to be productive at all. Do not give me anything fruity, or I will be no good.
Really?
Yeah.
So should I rapid fire you?
Yes.
All right. Should I do the same list or different
Yeah.
list?
She just had 4 on there.
Okay. Okay. Let's play this or that. Okay. Butter vape.
I'm going with bud all day.
Edible or smoke?
Smoke.
Wake and bake or evening?
Ooh, evening.
Sativa or indica?
Indica.
So we're opposites.
Yeah, opposites. I mean, and then indica, sativa, that binary, it doesn't exist. I harp on it all the time, but yeah, mostly indica because OGs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love flower. I love smoking. And if I could only smoke 1 time per day, it would be at the end of the day where I'm relaxing and it's my glass of wine if I had just 1 time.
I do like to I've always preferred to smoke. I just recently got more into edibles.
Yeah.
And I think it's also because of the kids. Like, it's just like way easier. And then since I've done that, now when I smoke, I feel like a little bit tight here.
Okay.
And I used to be a cigarette smoker.
Okay.
So I love smoking.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do the spliff a lot. And so I have to like kind of take myself off of it.
Yeah. Okay. No, I do herbal spliffs. So I'll mix.
We were talking about that. What do you mix in there?
I like a good one with like lavender, mullein, spearmint, raspberry leaf. I'll do anything. Mugwort, blue lotus, just whatever mood that I'm in or whatever like therapeutic benefit I'm seeking. But I would say like my most go-to would be lavender.
Do you mix it yourself or you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you mix it yourself.
Yes.
Where do you like get the lavender?
So I'll source it from like the farmer's market, or there's actually brands out there that you can find on Etsy or on Instagram that have like smokable herbs that are meant with like the intention of mixing with your cannabis.
There's a couple brands that do it.
Yeah, one of my favorites is Barbary. And they have like a trio that you can buy. One is like airplane, one is like, I forget the other 2, but I used 1 strain of cannabis and all 3 herbs, and I had 3 different reactions to each mix with the same strain of outdoor cannabis, outdoor sun-grown cannabis. Yeah.
I have to try it. You know, if I smoke at night, I will not sleep.
Okay. Wow.
I will be up.
Wait, are you smoking sativas at night?
Anything. I cannot smoke at night. it's like it takes away my appetite.
Okay.
It's like the opposite. It's a stimulant for me. It takes away my appetite. I'm up. I'm thinking about everything I want to be doing. I'm a little manic. So that, I really like maybe a little edible at night might work for me.
Okay.
But
interesting. See, this is why cannabis companies, please stop telling me what your cannabis is going to make me feel like.
Right.
It's not true. If you're saying this one's for cruise control and this one's for getting a workout in, no, it's not. No, it's not. Tell me the terpenes and let me figure it out for myself. We are in 2022 now. We're not using end result classifiers like we were. That's so 2018.
Right?
Stop it.
But can you smoke and work out?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. The
Like-
only thing that sucks is if I go into the steam room after my workout and I'm super high, like then that doesn't really work
Like
out well.
panic or
Oh no, I'm
can't
just
breathe?
like, oh, I'm exhausted now.
Yeah.
But no, working out, having a pre-smoke before my workout lets me relax my body a little bit more and allows me to kind of get into the moment, especially before a tennis match or before I play squash. Because I am an overthinker, and if I have too much time to set up for a play, I'm gonna botch it. I don't know why. It's just, but if I am going into just kind of like automatic
like
mode,
a flow.
it
gets you
flows.
into a
Yeah.
flow.
My muscle memory can come in and it knows, what to do in a situation based upon, all
What
the.
about like a gym workout?
Oh, yeah. Before I lift, for sure. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And I lift a couple
I'll
times a
just
week.
be like spacing, like
No.
like the intensity is gone.
Well, for me, the anger is gone because it's painful, right? Like
Yeah.
lifting heavy weights, so sometimes you don't want to be there. And it's, the fact that I'm here and, I've calmed myself with my medicine before I've come in here. I'm less anxious and able to kind of like.
Maybe I need to try like an OG before I work out. I'll try that.
Yeah. Go. But your husband's a trainer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go slow. Like, ease up on her.
I do yoga a lot, and if I smoke before yoga, they'll be like, right leg up, and it's like left leg, right arm, and I'm like, they're like, no, the other right
I'm
arm.
just free in here. Yeah,
This is the do what you feel portion of the yoga class.
That's my favorite part when it's a flow class where I'm just like, I don't know what everybody is doing here. All these names are foreign. I remember just standing around watching everyone in flow yoga, and the teacher was like, just dance if you feel like it. So I danced around the room. I was like, this is all I got.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
So funny.
All right. Well, I think we've got tons of content.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
So fun.
All right. See ya.